This is Alekius, and welcome back to episode 8 of Automation Kiev Motors. I know we've spent a couple episodes designing this new model, which I think I have a name for it now. We'll call it Fruinia. We're actually going to leave the trims as FB, CP, UT, DL. But yeah, we still have our drumsticks getting ready to come out. We have our Rodzinas. And because I haven't bankrupted this company enough, we're going to design a new engine. I did pregame this a little bit. I have an idea of where it'll be, but it by no means is going to be the same. Since every time I do this, I seem to come up with something a little bit different. But I kind of have the Born stroke picked out. I'm going to do dual overhead cam, only 2 valves. 4 valves takes too much additional engineering time. I want this to come out eventually. So cast 70 by 78, 2 valve, dual overhead cam. There we go. There's the basis by which I'm going to make this. Now here's where the differences are going to start coming in. We're going to do cast, but we want to do forged. I'll show you why here in a second. You can drop that. We'll bump it up as needed. We're going to want something a little bit sporty. I know, gasp. A car I'm actually going to enjoy driving. Think Bell Twin will have the power we need. I'm going to max out. It's not going to even be fuel efficient. Push for 72. We'll do long tubular. Mostly because it's the lightest weight. And then it's noisy, so we're going to reverse flow it. So, yeah, stresses. RPM stresses on the pistons and the conrod. Oh, I missed it by a little bit. There we go. Then we'll bump up the compression. Oh yeah, that's nice. Get the ignition timing. Freeze it. And that's a significant improvement. We'll refreeze it. That is not an improvement. However, forgot, squeeze it. We get a good scavenging effect. Alright, that might be as high as I want to go. Take a look. One more. Yeah, that's a step backwards. Ah, the throttle response. Yeah, we're going to stick with 71. I was about to go back, but I wanted the slightly better throttle response at the cost of a little bit of power, and it doesn't really hurt the fuel efficiency. All right, I think that's good enough. Take a listen. I know it has no muffler. Or, I mean, it has a muffler. 12S85. Remembering that correctly? Yep. 1.2 liter engine. We literally have a 0.4, a 0.8, and a 1.2. If I don't bankrupt this company, it'll be a miracle. So we want a new car in Archana and Deluha. I'm going to name it the Grot. I'm going to choose, here we go, 1955 Mini Coupe. Here's where it gets interesting. No fiberglass. Gonna go with a space frame. I'll go for galvanized steel. Front longitudinal. Double wishbone. I must be crazy. Lost my mind. Put in our new engine. And I think don't need trunk space. Want to fastback that like a champ. Leave that alone. Slide. No, we want to slide the cabin forward. Got plenty of engine space. We want to leave this. I think that's a little too much. Do something like that. What are the other morphables? Oh yeah, almost forgot. Weep. Got horns on the back. You can do the headlights as well. I don't think there's much we can do with the hood. I'm gonna bring it down a little bit. That's rear-wheel drive. I don't want a manual 4. Just the speed is necessary. Same. Open. Radial. Actually, we're gonna want it shorter spacing. Let's just place it at 30 for now. Radial. Sports compound? Yeah. Leave the tire diameter. I want something a bit beefy. Nice tires on this. Don't want the 2-shoe. This brakes later. Done. We'll leave the air cooling at 50. We want a 2+2. For interior, basic AM radio. No power steering, standard 50s. Or progressive. I think we're gonna go standard. Yeah, it's less sporty to go with the progressive. Then we'll go with the sport tune. Totally off the wall. Do that up a little bit. And down. Bump that up. Alright, too much. Oh, definitely like a smaller sway bar in the back. How's the spring rate looking? Alright, I have a fantastic car. 185 in sport. Alright, let's go back. The top speed we're wanting Actually, did that click over? Yeah, it's definitely increasing our 0 to 60. And then it levels off around there. Or no, it was taking a little bit to update. Take a look at this. 69 to 55 horsepower. That's nice and smooth. That just transitions straight in at a 69. 74, we only lose a little bit. Spacing that out a little bit. We get a little bit of wheel spin. I might want to look at that a little further. Teeny tiny bit of wheel spin. What happens if we drop it to? We get a little bit more drive, well, negligible drivability, negligible change. I like it a little bit shorter. Or longer, I should say. Oh, because it's bringing down that 0 to 100. 0 to 62, basically. And then it starts to cram up. But we know the hazards of tuning your gearing based on what the market likes. Saw what that did to, oh geez, what was that car even called? Oh, the Grumble. Bump up the brakes a bit. Add a little pad. Oh wow, we're getting into the 200s now. Shift it. Oh, wrong way. Back just a little bit. A4. A4. Finding that sweet spot for the market. Alright, 59 seems to have stabilized. And that's actually really nice. Full use of the brake grip. Oh, how's the brake fade? Oh, just a tad in the sporty side. I did all of this. I don't think I need to change any of it. Maybe the ride height? Or bottoming out just a hair. And get enough weight capacity that we can have decent sized people. I think that's 155 pounds per person. Per seat. A little bit light. But that's also 4 seats in a tiny car. Take a gander. Sounds nice. Reaches 54 on the first, on the straightaway. And turns a lap in 242. Looking forward to adding that to the spreadsheet. I was just looking over at it. Okay. So, I think that makes this our SS. Oh yeah, that's a great lineup. Definitely targeted for the sport market. I'm gonna clone it. Edit this trim. I think, no, not that much. A little bit, well, a little bit of more of a trunk. bring it back for a little bit more cabin space. Leave the rest. This will have a slightly different morph for it. Well, 3. Space it out a little bit more. And I drop to 52. 74 to 52. It's fine. We want radials. We want mediums. Bring the tires down just a bit. That too much. Is making it a little cheaper. And we don't need quite so much brake. We don't want to introduce too much brake fade either, and it's starting to rise. Can we go with even brakes? Bring down the pad type. Kind of using my notes here. Anyway. Oops. It's actually making brake fade worse. Yeah, we want it too much peaked on the top of the rear brakes. Right there. Leave it there for now. Aerodynamics. Do we want to add a little? Just for the reliability. Yeah, I think so. Here's where we go way off the charts. We go handmade interior. Premium AM radio. Oh, I need to adjust the brakes again. When you see a category that's starting to creep up, hydraulics, power steering. There we go. My notes are serving me well. Get me in the ballpark. Let's adjust the brakes some more. Yep, we're starting to lose a little. Okay, so do we go for progressive? It's a lot more comfortable. We lose some sportiness. GT market does like that. Shouldn't have to tune this too much more. All matter of where we want to put it. Bring this up. 161, 161.3. Okay, 161.3. Although we could. No, that makes it worse. Just leave it. Springs, softer is probably going to end up being better. Not harming the market. Just a tad drop. Oh, that was a lot. But let's see what we can do with the dampers. Yeah, there we go. Just getting a little too rough. For comfort's sake, I'm going to take the sacrifice. Same for the sway bars. I need to bring this down some more. They haven't bounced the springs yet. Yeah, there it is. It's bringing it in. Too much, perhaps? Soften the dampers. How far though? 69. Let's bring it up a bit. That's a lot of roll. I want to get rid of that bottoming out without losing the comfort. See, it's not hurting the value too much. Now let's tweak this a little bit more. There we go. Oh, spot on. Adjust the springs. Big jump, small jump. We could go with stiffer springs. I want to run into a comfort issue though. 64, 166, 167. Or does roll a lot. Adding that sway bar back in. Just the front camber. Hit the rear springs. No change. Dampers probably need to go higher though. 171. 171. Although that makes it evenly distributed. That's crazy. Of the interest of even distribution and a 6-degree roll angle, I'll leave it. 171. I think that's as close as we're gonna get. Go through again. 112. Yeah, they're not liking that. They're liking a little bit shorter. Not by much though. I like to go by 5, so I'll leave it there. Need to change the wheels. Squeeze them out a tad. Oh, that's 0.4, so how much of a difference does that make? Ah, the brake tuning. There we go. Should be as close as it gets. And I'm happy with it. And this will be our GT. We want to take another look at the top speed. Alright, they do like that. If I keep going. Oh, yeah, I clicked over. Cheaper tires. Without really affecting the top speed too much. I'm gonna go with that. I'll take a look after I'm done. Seems a little slower. Gears were longer, so it should be better initially. 52 miles an hour. 249. So yeah, several seconds slower than the sport model. And there we go. There's the craziness where we're designing new vehicles and stuff. I want to take a quick break while I fill out the pictures and get paint jobs on all these vehicles, and then I'll come back and I'll record the rest. Okay, and I'm back after fixing out the fixtures and the paint jobs for all the vehicles. Get a little teaser and see. Hey, it looks like a crap box. Not as crappy as the ever successful Grumble. We're gonna go into manufacturing now. We're gonna get our factories, which I'm gonna economize as much as I can, because this is going to be expensive. I know somebody out there probably thinks I'm a psycho. Why are you starting so many projects without a secure source of income? I have faith. Faith this company will survive. I'm going to do a medium 3. I'm going to do 65 on automation. And I worked out these numbers earlier to match them so that the engines and the cars all matched out. Got the right number of cars. Actually, did I change that last? Yes, I did. I'll sign this off, but I'm almost certain I actually needed a large one. I forgot I changed it. Cooling is 25. Process is... Come on. 25. No, those are about the numbers I was looking for. Liability 50. Funding 100. 100. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm going to make a change last minute because I don't want both the sports cars and this car, these cars, releasing all at the same time. I think I'll do that on the sports car side. I kind of don't want to reduce their quality any. Might extend these ones. So we can make them 4, 5, 4, 5. I'm aiming for 72 months. Oop. Yeah, I forgot. Cooling always does a lot. Let's try that. 71.8 months. Producing slightly more vehicles than I had originally intended, so I'm going to write this down. 1443, 1284, and 1407. I need 5,500. And the ones with 1443 plus 1284. Okay. Then we have the 2 engine projects, which they are going to need medium plot of their own. No special resources needed. These can be 30, 70. And that is right at the limit. I don't want to spend too much money. And we're going to have the leeway on the flip side because we can extend And we're going to work on tooling on the engineering. Originally was going to be 50, 100, 70, 40, 0. And that got us to the 60 months that the other one had. But I have more time. And I can, this is the 400 cc. So bring it up to 70, a little too much. Add a little money to the project, and we're at 72 months. 3, 4, 5. $28, $50. So yeah, we're gonna need the 70. Actually, can I do 67? 2,900 on the nose. I've noticed there's diminishing returns on the sliders above 2/3 and below 1/3. Is the sweet spot in the middle. So I've been trying to apply that recently. Here's our second larger engine. A new, medium, plot, medium factory, size 1. We do the same thing, 30, 70. Sign off on the factory. Then we're looking at much the same, really. 100. And again, it's pretty much the same engine, just writ large. There we go, that's the 60. Pump it up to 65, and that should be plenty for our purposes. And actually save a chunk of change. Sign off on that project. Actually, I'm going to take a save here. Here's our good old forecaster. And we're going to look to make this dirt cheap. It'll be a long payout to get it back. But that's as it goes. I'm fine with that. Looking units sold first year. Get a little pessimistic about this. Yeah, it still looks excellent. The affordability. You could see that on this screen. What do they say about the affordability? You know what? I want to leave it at the default. I want to sell a lot of units. 86,000 in a single year. How's our shifts looking? So the first couple years will be heavy shifts. Here we're dipping down into half. So yeah, we're going to go with the 10-year plan. There are plenty of plans in between. And here we see the lineup. Yeah, the factory build out for the cars is going to be a little different. And you can see how they all look. Colors I chose for them all. Their wheels are all different. The general layout of the fixtures is about the same. Few differences. I had fun with it. Oh geez. So we're signing off on this, and not that. What is this? 12S85. Okay. 72, 72, 72. Those are the ones I want. Those projects are signed off. We go into the sports vehicles. For this one, we're going into Archana. Oh, we're building a small plot. These are not going to be heavy production runs. We need our galvanization plant. We've got all yellow flags for no mass production. Can't mass produce it. Can't mass produce it with the galvanization plant. Can't mass produce it unless we add Leatherworks. Then it's limited production. But like, we don't need to go that far. We're perfectly fine as is. For that, we're completely stripping out the automation, full tooling quality. That does cost us quite a bit more. But these are supposed to be quality vehicles. I know. Not very Archanan. Engineering wise, we're looking at the numbers work out. Because this saves us a lot of engineering time by going easy on the tooling. Being cautious with the reliability. Give it a little bit of funding. And no pressure so they can learn as much as possible. That'll bring down these engineering times when we go to build more stuff. But more importantly, it gets it out fairly quickly. Which is something to be said for maybe wanting to lower that another 12 months. But getting it down to 48 months, really going to hurt these sliders a lot. I don't think we have the leeway for that. Huh. That, and I think I had chosen the tooling side of it for certain output. Really not that much output, and that gets us really down there. And then we can spread out the costs of the two vehicle runs. The two different... Oh yeah, but that funding is absolutely brutal. Let's add some pressure instead. Go to 35. Oh, that's going to save us so much. There we go, 48 months. I didn't think that was going to be doable, and we totally did it. Maybe I should add some tooling back in, actually. Go back to 35. Well, I mean, I take notes. I have an idea of what I want, and then I completely change my mind. We can get a tooling of 7, which is 9 less than what we had. A little expensive, but it gets us more cars per month. I don't think we're going to be selling 100 GT cars, although we'll be going into the muscle category, and that actually, that's a sizable market. We'll do it. And now for the engine. I have to do the same thing. Small. Except we have to go for small 2 to be able to produce the number of units we want. There, that gives us about 448. Sign off on that factory. Move forward, and we're dropping the tooling to 5. Process is at 65. Reliability is at 65. Funding is at 16. And no pressure. That brings us to the 60. However, if we take a small hit, I really don't want to bring it down that much. Just spend more money. A lot more money. How much does that 5 grab us? 268, 264. Okay, 240. There we go. That'll save us a bit. Up to 30, and we can drop it to... Oh yeah, that's much more reasonable cost. 7 million for the engines. If I add in the 5 tooling, we shouldn't need, since we're producing less of these sports cars. Yeah, I'll leave it off. That's almost enough to account for the amount of vehicles being produced previously, based on my notes. 48 months. Sign off. See how much. Ooh. That's a bit rougher than I remember. But I did adjust the numbers some. I'll look to pay this off. Yeah, the shifts don't change at all. Costs due. It's 15,000. Expecting to sell. We're way overproducing. We do 2, 4. Doing some quick math. For 250 per month, 12 months, 3,000 vehicles a year. We have an option of either... Oh, we actually can't decrease the size of the factory. Small 1 is the smallest that allows the galvanized steel. We sell 3,000 a year. Pump up the price a bit. Yeah, they don't really like that. What does our GT market look like? Bottom of that market, 28,000. That's actually hurting us. As is that. The upper end of that market, 68,000. That's about midway in the market. And then our sport, we're looking at a market of about 13 to 30,000. Oh, sport premium. We're sport premium. Or something along those lines. Target a smaller 2.7. Good grief. Well, it wasn't that way on the other one. Getting us down to 20,000, but what does it cost to make these? Production cost 22,000. So I want at least 30. The GT model premium, we'll do 15%. That's 25% split. If I shift it this way. Market is improving. How can we make this better? I think a lot of it comes to the automation. We're just going to have to add in, drop the tooling quality some. We'll do 65, 35. That reduces the cost per production unit. To make the cars cheaper, it improves what we're seeing. So I want to target about 30,000 for that. Aim for... Oh, so that's actually vastly improved. Can we go for the long production run? That'll give us a chance to adjust the trims. And it's brought down the production cost quite significantly. $31. Let's spend about double. Brings it down to 22.8. Go into the engine, or actually I need to look at the numbers. Ended up spending way longer on this episode than I wanted. Engineering wise, we're looking at... Alright, I want to throw more money at it. Bring it up to 50. Let's go to 54. We're making fewer vehicles from the looks of it. No, I don't want to edit the engine. Need to modify the factory. Get this up to 65. Drop the tooling quality. Really reduce the cost of the factory, which is what we need. Adjust their side of it. Bring the pressure up to 50. Funding up to 50. And pump up the tooling. There we go. 250 engine. Now reduce the costs further. Actually, way more engines than we need based on the numbers I'm looking at here now. Oh yeah, and I went to 54 months. Dial that back. Those production units, they're just so expensive. I know, I want to design a fancy car. These were not the numbers I was looking at originally, otherwise I won't get stuck on this quite so much. 7 million more. We drop the price by another half. Farthest we can get, but tooling quality is expensive. I need to make this project as least painful as possible. Should drop the handmade interior for the GT. Oh yeah, I forgot. This was kind of the opposite thing. Cost per unit goes down, but you actually produce fewer vehicles per month. You watch how the slider goes, because they're handmade. Limited production runs. I'm running afoul of the quality curve. But of course, just boost that back up. We're making fewer, which is not a bad thing. Let's go for this. Well, let's roll with it. We're making 100 of these cars a month. Go back to the engine project. We'll change the factory. Go back, drop it to a small one. Yeah, Tiny doesn't have the access to the Forge Works. And I do want the experience in that Forge Works. That really increases the cost of the engine, factory, but I'm okay with that. Go to the project. We need 100 engines. Reduce the pressure some. There we go. Sign that back off. That's what they're saying. 26,000. So we're making 10,000 profit on each sports model made. Go 15 there. Go for a $40,000 vehicle on, let's go 45. Ah, we can't quite hit it. There we go. 29.2 and 45.5. Making 1,200 vehicles a year max, or at 2 shifts. Is that per shift? I actually don't know, come to think of it. Cars per month. Is that with just 1 shift? I honestly don't know. Oh wow, that gets real expensive. And nobody's going to buy it. We are breaking into that muscle market. So yeah, let's do the 2. We'll see how it works out. Worst comes to worst, you can always design a new trim, update it as necessary. So we'll do 29.2, and you know what? We'll do the 42.1. Sign it off. There we go. No turning back now. Save it. And we'll get rid of this panda thing. There we go. We have our projects for the next few years. With that, let's get things rolling. New cars, new competitor, new competitor, new cars, new competitor. Zero taxes. We did spend a lot of money because we're tooling up the drumstick factory. Oh yeah, and the new grumble, which is making about as much as it did before. Economy's slowing now, though. Got 4-barrel carburetors. We're about to get corrosion-resistant steel, light truck monocoque, solid disc brakes, aluminum for the block, so we can have all aluminum engine, and V6, not that we care much about that side of it. Because we're dipping pretty heavily into the negatives, let's drop our research to a minimum. Really not that much. We'll keep it. Oh, those factory costs. And almost done. How does she roll for the first outing? Oh, we gotta back up in skating. So we're hurting the sales on the grumbles. We're losing money because the Bantam is not selling. Pause that. There we go. Picking up. And so are our profits, which is exactly what we need. Yeah, we just don't need that many track cars. Do I reduce the project at all? What do I get for having so many of these trims on a single factory? Oh, we're gonna get semi-clad, advanced 60s, safety, magnesium rims. About to start tooling the next factory. Probably pause the production of the convertible so that we can produce more of the others. $7.5 million in taxes, and here we are starting to tool for the next, which is the Grot, which is not our seller. The Rodzina is absolutely killing us. And I want to start designing a new one. $81.77. Which project is this? 81.77. Oh, iron aluminum. That was our concept. Making a lot of money with the drumsticks now. Even the grumbles are still doing well. Get our convertibles produced again. We are losing a little bit of money, but if we can produce that factory, car releases, 1960, minimum safety regulations updated. Archana and Delua are the only ones we care about, and they're good. However, I think this actually opens us up to Fruinia. And we start selling right now. We have the minimum safety as well. Don't have the money to expand dealerships. Can't exactly break in there yet. 11,000 into the region. Delua actually building prestigious vehicles now. And from here, I'm going to call or close to the episode because I want to really evaluate. Oh, ocean beam, front transverse. Yeah, we'll go one more month. Like, things I really want to find out about are I want to think about designing new trims. I know it feels like I'm constantly designing, but that's kind of why I'm playing. I want to get these cars out there, see how they do. So I don't forget, we want to unpause all vehicles that were being produced. Everything is being produced so that when I come back, I don't forget. Research and technology is fine. There's the marketing. We can evaluate and decide where we want to go because a lot of these categories are really starting to open up. Like we have actually GT now. Look at the monthly sales data. We're selling 3 per month. 100 convertibles. 208 muscle cars. Tons of ponies. Fun budgets. Family utility budget, which we can push further into. Can we make a cheaper one? Light delivery, we're dominating now that we have that van. City and city premium. City premium, fantastic. We got most of the market. Family sport, city budget. We got sizable percentages of the markets that we were targeting. Excellent. And the demographic sizes, lots of growth. I'll have to take a look at these numbers as well. Fruinia? We don't have a market in it. Ooh, our reputation's gone down. It was a little bit better than that. I don't think I'm producing crappy cars. At the very least, we should do a facelift. Market awareness is decent. Going down in a couple categories, but rapidly increasing in others. We got maximum of 80% in Archana. Our best market awareness in Archana is our GT cars. That is... I can now call this campaign complete simply by that alone. Archana, we're best known for our GT cars. Oh man, that's rich. Oh man, I'm okay. Good times were had. Anyways, that gives us all food for thought. Looking forward to hearing from you. Thank you for staying till the end of the episode, seeing how it turns out, seeing all the shenanigans and silliness. I may reduce this episode down to 40 minutes by way of magical editing, but we'll see how that works out. But please do give me your feedback. I'm always eager to hear. And I will see you next time. Take care.